if you're sourcing income and that those returns are not favorable, in other words, you're having kind of abysmal or lackluster returns or maybe even negative drops in the market over a 10-year window, and they're not on your side, those market returns are not on your side, you're going to deplete that account very rapidly. And the difference in keeping your money in the IRA and going that route versus in the annuity is that when you run out of money in the IRA, it's gone. The income stops. It's like turning off the water spigot. But in the income annuity, if that were to happen, the same exact situation, the contract for the guaranteed income rider stipulates that regardless of what happens to the account's value, if it does deplete to zero, the income will never stop. It'll continue to pay for both you and your wife as long as either one of you have a pulse. And that's where the true peace of mind comes in. And the optimization can then occur because the rest of your assets can be positioned in a growth oriented manner, being in the markets, and you can completely eliminate the timing. You don't have to time in, getting in and getting out. And as we just looked at in the Dalbar study and that article and chart from the Motley Fool, if you don't worry about timing anything and you just stay put, that's where the real growth happens. So once I kind of shed light on that, especially for the wife, because she doesn't like the markets at all, she's very conservative. They fell in love with it. They fell in love with the plan because it gave them clarity and it gave them confidence. And more importantly, it gave them discipline, that they have something that they can really move forward with and stay put when they need to so that they don't make bad decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And a similar situation that I had, and this was in November, in which a client we were having the conversation about looking at annuities, and sounded like everything was going to move forward, and he was ready to go. I said, you know what? I'm right there. I just need about 3,000 more to get to the number I need to get to. And he didn't get there. And now he's in a holding pattern until he can make a decision. He's got some health concerns that need to be addressed, and there's other variables to consider. And it's just, it creates this compounding effect of stressors that have now been created on top of regular everyday life stressors. So just a matter of defining what's important.
100%. It really blows my mind that people go to into retirement without a plan. I saw a study the other day. We should have made an episode about this. Maybe we can next week or the week after, but I saw an alarming stat. I could not believe it. It was 73% of people retiring today have zero plan.
Well, and we've mentioned this
73%.
before, is just that who the hell is there to teach you about it?
Yeah.
Nobody's giving this to you in an educational course. These chicken seminar dinners aren't creating a spreadsheet for you to say, hey, here's how to plan for retirement.
Agreed. And that's where, again, I always try to blame, I do blame Wall Street, because there's an enormous bias there, because it lines their pockets that, hey, you need to use stay in the market and keep everything in the market. And, oh, if it goes down, don't worry, it'll always come back. And while that might be true, and it is true, I don't deny that. That is a fact that it does come back. There's never been a point in time in history that it hasn't. It's just how long does it take to come back?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they don't tell you.
Yeah.
If you look back at the black swan events in the last 25 years, on average, it took about 5.5 years for the markets to rebound. And for the early 2000s and that dot-com bubble bust there, it took 10 years. The entire 10-year decade, they call it the lost decade. There were no gains in the market. You didn't break even until that 10th year. And that's just incredible to me.